Alright, first of all, for anyone, if the algorithm worked and my title worked and thumbnail, this is not the video you're looking for. I know it's just clickbait. This is just an article going over what could happen. I don't know if prices are really going to go down that much, but I just want to disclaim that I know it's clickbait and let's get into it. What's up, guys? Third video. So proud of myself. This is going to have really bad sound quality. I'll tell you that from the start. The air conditioner's on because my kids are trying to sleep and I don't want them to sweat to death. It's been a hot summer where I live. But today I'm going to talk about something that's affecting me very much. It's affecting people all over the nation, mainly in countries like Florida, Idaho, anywhere except California and New York, pretty much. The housing market is going crazy right now. And the big question everyone's asking is there going to be a housing market crash sometime in 2021 or 2022? Now for me, I really hope there's going to be one. I want to buy myself a house soon for my kids and my wife. It'll be pretty cool if there is one. This article just goes over some of the things that might cause a housing market crash if there is one. And it just reads, with the real estate market experiencing surging prices, scant inventories, and a backlog of new homes construction, many consumers are wondering if what's gone up must come back down. In other words, are we headed for another housing market crash? Let's take a closer look. Memories of the Great Recession are still fresh. Few people foresaw the housing market crash 15 years ago that ignited a worldwide recession. Fueled by low interest rates, loose mortgage lending standards, and the nation's unshakable faith in home ownership, home values rose at record rates year after year. When the housing bubble burst, some 9 million families lost their homes to foreclosure or short sale between 2006 and 2014. Housing values plunged 30% or more. Homeowners lost a collective of $7 trillion, and it took nearly a decade for most markets to recover. Even today, several local real estate markets have not fully recovered. This was back when I was about 10 years old. I didn't even know this was going on. My mom and dad somehow kept their house, and they didn't even let me know what was happening. So I didn't even know about this until I started going to college and learned about the 2008 market crash. With the robust market activity we've seen lately, are we in for a repeat housing market crash? The short answer is not likely. Today's mini boom cannot be sustained, but a crash as serious as the last one is highly unlikely because of a few determining factors. Factor 1. Higher lending standards. Loose mortgage lending practices ultimately brought down some of the nation's largest banks and mortgage companies. The fallout forced Congress and federal regulators to make significant adjustments and have since fundamentally changed how mortgage lending is regulated. Since then, standards have been raised, and the process of obtaining a mortgage is now more transparent. Anyone can get one. Types of loans are illegal, while borrowers must undergo rigorous income and asset checks. An entirely new regulatory agency, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, was created to enforce this new regulatory framework. Lenders who do not comply with these standards risk severe penalties. As a result, the housing finance marketplace is now more robust and safe than it was 15 years ago. Any dip in the housing market will be cushioned by these stricter regulations. Factor number 2, pandemic mortgage forbearance. When the housing market crashed in 2007, the influx of foreclosures pumped housing supply into areas with falling prices and weak labor markets, while also preventing recently foreclosed borrowers from re-entering the market as buyers. According to the Federal Reserve, foreclosures during a time of high unemployment could depress prices, plunging homeowners across the country into deeper negative equity. However, in the pandemic era, the effects of mass unemployment bear little resemblance to the Great Recession, thanks in large part to forbearance programs that have allowed homeowners to postpone their monthly mortgage payments without suffering penalties. As of early March 2021, 2.6 million homeowners' mortgages were in such forbearance plans. As the pandemic economy has slowly recovered, many homeowners have since resumed their employment and thus their home payments. According to CoreLogic, by the end of 2020, overall mortgage forbearance delinquencies declined 5.8% due to the forbearance program. The share of mortgages 60 to 89 days past due declined 0.5% lower than 0.6% in December in 2019. It's worth noting, however, that serious delinquencies defined as 90 days or more past due, including loans in foreclosure, increased when owners who owe large amounts left forbearance. By year-end 2020, the serious delinquency rate was 3.9%, up from 1.2% in December 2019. Inevitably, some owners in forbearance will fail to secure a loan modification or a lengthy repayment period from their lenders. Unless the government provides a bailout for these beleaguered owners, they will lose their homes when forbearances end. Atom Data Solutions expects at least 200,000 defaults in 2021 and a 70% increase in foreclosures over the subsequent 2 years. A significant increase from current levels, but a far cry from the 6 million foreclosures following the 2007 crash. Well, at least that's something to look forward to. I mean, maybe one of those 200,000 foreclosures will be the house I get. Who knows? Factor number 3, the cushion of homeowners' equity. Equity is the difference between the current market value of your home and the amount you owe on it. In other words, it's the portion of your home's value that you actually own. Equity can be an incentive to stay in your home longer if prices rise, something we've seen almost universally across the country in recent months. Your equity increases too. Why does this matter? Simply put, higher levels of equity cushion homeowners from default when home values fall. Over the past decade, American homeowners have enjoyed housing stability and growth, building up large home equity reserves. In the third quarter of 2020, the average family with a mortgage had $194,000 in home equity, and the average homeowner gained approximately $26,300 in equity over the course of the year. In contrast, 2009 saw nearly a quarter of the nation's mortgages home valued for less than the amount of their owners actually owed on the mortgages. Factor number 4, price growth will slow but not stop. The sales boom following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020 surprised many real estate economists. Like most other business sectors, real estate was expected, if not required in many locations, to lock down. But by mid-April, sales were soaring as buyers, many of them millennials, took advantage of the record low mortgage interest rates through the remainder of 2020. Rates remained below 3%, and existing home sales reached their highest level in 14 years. The combination of solid sales and depleted supplies drove the nation's median existing home price for all housing types to $309,800, up 12.9% from December 2019 and marking 106 straight months of year-over-year gains. The multi-year run of significant price increases will end, at least temporarily, but inflationary pressure on entry-level homes will continue in most markets until new home construction will relieve it. Economists at Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and National Association of Realtors forecast median prices will rise between 3 and 8% in 2021. A significant drop from 2020, but nothing like the crash in prices seen in the last housing crash. A moving target. While no one can say for sure what will happen with the real estate sector, most experts are confident that we'll experience a market dip, but certainly not a crash. Still, it's important to stay informed. So, is there going to be a crash? Probably not, but I hope so, because I need a house. And my wife's in the room, so it's hard to talk. You have to get right by it. Do you hope the market crashes?
Yeah, I do.
So, me and my wife really hope the market crashes, even though it's going to be really sad for some people. We've saved a lot of money and we need a house. So, you guys say your prayers. Hope the market crashes. And when it does, those who have saved their money can take advantage of it and get a house for their kids. That's what I'm hoping for. It's going to be really sad, but it's going to be happy too, because I'll have a house. Like and subscribe, turn on notification bell, and share this video with your friends. Bye, love you so much.